We've made massive changes at Time Inc. We were an old line media company that was primarily the magazine division of Time Warner. So the changes that we've made is really to embrace other forms of distribution for our content, which is why our audiences are up, our digital audiences are up 83% in the last 2 years, and we produced over 40,000 videos last year. We're really starting to embrace lots of forms of distribution for our content, and that's where we're getting our growth from. A long time ago, I started focusing on only been back 2.5 years, I started focusing on the culture of the organization. The biggest problem you have in large organizations is changing the culture, because sometimes fundamental beliefs get embedded, like we're the magazine company. And you've got to change that. So you've got to spend a lot of time focusing on the culture and getting the organization willing to adapt to change. We've done an awful lot of that, and quite successfully. I'm not worried about the corporation at all. In fact, it is racing forward 1,000 miles an hour, really trying to embrace change, trying to make a difference. We changed, for give an example, our New York headquarters, we went from 1,642 offices to 100. We had people who were in 10-foot by 15-foot offices, each one privately. They went to a 5-foot desk, and they couldn't be happier, because the place feels more vibrant, it feels more alive, there's more energy there. So culture and getting an organization to shift is really about giving people the tools to be successful and making sure they've got the vehicles to get there. And that's what's going on. It has to start at the top. You have to really start saying, my office right now is smaller than my private bathroom that I used to have. So, when I came back to Time Inc., I had a suite. My office was half a floor almost, with a private bathroom that was bigger than my office right now. So it starts at the top. It starts to say that stuff isn't important. All those things that used to be important aren't anymore. The success of the company is. And it really does start at the top. And if you start it there, it works pretty well. I think that print magazines have been declining for 10 years, and print is going to keep declining. But that doesn't mean other forms of that doesn't mean the things we write about, the things that we cover, there's no lack of interest in that. There's just going to be fewer people distributing on print. Many years ago, if the movie studios had defined themselves as we do movie theatrical distribution, we're the cellular company who just does theatrical distribution on cellular. And when digital came along, well, we don't do that. When television came along, we don't do that. We do cellular distribution. The reality is they could create incredibly compelling content, can be distributed on all platforms, on your iPhone, on your iPad, on networks, on cable. They didn't worry about forms of distribution. The print companies are saying, well, we're print companies. Why? You're great content companies, and you can distribute on all platforms. So why did you limit your distribution to a form of distribution which is being slowly and steadily going down? You go to any airport, there's fewer magazine racks there. There's fewer people buying magazines, because when they go on an airplane right now, they have Wi-Fi, and they're interacting with their digital devices. But the quality of the content, the compelling stories, the access that we have, that hasn't changed. And we're finding growth by recognizing that, not crying that print is declining, understanding that it isn't going, so what? There's plenty of forms of distribution for us that we're going to be able to do quite well in.
It is not difficult to create virtual reality experience because we already have the right set of tools. We have a graphical engine, we have a camera rigs that creative talents can actually use to create virtual reality experience.